So, Mike.
Hello.
I know Anna's still in the Lennon Kafka chat, so. Get it rolling. Get things started. Just preludes. How are you? It's a Monday, right?
Yeah.
I know the feeling, man. I'm glad I took Friday off, so I've got only 3 more days. 2 more days getting through work. And then we shall see. Hey, 20 North End, what's up? Good seeing you. Hello, hello, hello. Next week we'll be back to a normal Wednesday. Well, dun, dun, dun. Hey, try and do here, getting the ducks in a row, you know? Understood. Monday night, another Monday night, L&L here. But we will see where this one goes tonight. I did my research, I found some. Some ideas. Shout-outs here. That's one thing I didn't do. Oh, it's not. I didn't hit the drawing thing yet, guys. Give me a second. I hit the, just was testing a shout, and I randomly picked one. All right, we're good. They work.
What is the drawing today?
Tonight, classic D&D reprints.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, so it does say that. I did update that. So, hello.
Well, they reminded me. I was on. We had a meeting about Linda Kafka stuff, and we were babbling afterwards. And someone said, "Aren't you supposed to be on Legends and Lords?" I was like, "Yeah, we have it on Monday. I forgot that."
Yeah. I just let you guys. You know, I stopped in for like 15 minutes, and I'm like, you know what?
Yep.
I'm gonna hop. You know, just start it up and figured.
Yep.
Showing the announcement in the chat, I thought it would. Yeah.
Let me just log into the Twitch here. So.
Yeah, we're good. We still got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
You saw the email from Roger, right?
Oh, I haven't checked my email about.
He sent this morning. He sent an email saying he'd love to be on the show. That was
oh wow!
Show. So I didn't have to send to him because he sent to me first or to us.
Oh, I thought oh, really? Yours was a response? I know you did.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't see the original.
Oh, so he didn't send. Yeah.
He was just sent it to you.
He just sent it to me. He didn't send it to both of us. So yeah.
But did you reply to it?
Yep, I did.
All right, so then I should be able to see it here.
Yep.
Let's see. There you go. What time? All right, great. Awesome. Fantastic. It's good to hear, good to read, good to see. Very cool. Hey, good to see everyone. Starting to roll in here. Hello. Said we got some few minutes here, just getting the Monday, you know, getting set up for the good old Monday stream. Legends of Lore, second week in a row here. So, hey, Justinius. We will. This will be an interesting topic too. Hopefully everyone's well as we're rolling into. I guess it's yeah. I always go say Sunday's last stream. This is only a 3-stream week for me. So tonight, Thursday, and then depending on when we do holiday stuff, either Sunday night or Monday night for Gavin next week. Figure it out as the weekend comes. No, it's not. This is just because of conflicts with my son's school stuff. Wow, look at that. A year older today, so I'm assuming it's your birthday. Happy birthday there, Rick. A year older.
Happy birthday, Rick.
Yeah. Nice. We're deep. This is deep diving tonight.
Yep. Very deep.
Very deep.
I'm so glad we have Mike with us. Yep.
This might be a shallow pool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that in a way I'm more worried about that than a deep dive then.
It will be okay, because we can always expand the discussion. I'm ready for if we need to do that. So brings up a good point that got discussed, and I'll talk about this when we go live. I'll save it. Yeah, I'll save that point because we may need it. Yes. Cool. Well, it's good to see Roger had a good time. That's a great thing. Like for my Thursday night game, I got a third of the way. I got most of the terrain off from Saturday night. I decided what adventure group. So that's you know, a third of the way forward. It's like, okay, we'll play this group, and I got to figure about terrain. So I got turtle terrain down. That's what I got. So, well, I offered that. I offered him to hop on a 2-drink minimum in the future. You never know. We may get that. It's a possibility. If drawing's not set up yet, here, let me do it. Let me put that in. It's gonna be a classic, you know, a couple of classic D&D reprints here for the winter. Give me a sec here. I'll do that now. It's a good idea. While I'm reading, just gotta click one button. Boom. Now it's working. There we go. I can do it. Woohoo! Going in. Got the, I got the, what do you call it, out to stuff from Saturday and to Obsidian. I got the Return of the 8 out to him tomorrow for, today went out. So, and all the other things. I was doing real work and all the other stuff. I was able to get that sent out. All right. Tonight, I bet you always look at that. Oh, Jay, look at that. He didn't change it. I didn't change. See, I knew there was something here. Let me watch this. I can do this on the fly. I bet you can do this on the fly. Dun 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 dun. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Look at that. Yes. I put the name down there. Assassin's Monks specialty classes. Those published source characters that maybe you don't care about, maybe you do. So we'll talk about them. I found some from my limited my limited experience all the way up through second edition and some third. Well, Faith and Avatars was, Eric Boyd did about a lot of it, but he wasn't the main writer on it. And then he went and did other stuff. He did Demi-Human Deities and Powers and Pantheons as additions there. So, yeah, it's good. I mean, the writing in that thing is so freaking small too. I'm surprised how much writing. I mean, they got paid by the word. They both, they were rich from that one. So, definitely, right, Anna? You can barely even read it. It's like, what? I think I see something there. So, yeah. Okay.
There we go.
Rick, that's good, man. That's good. I'm going to leave that up on my laptop. It may assist. So, oh, look at that. See, you guys hopped on after I started. Boom.
Uh-oh.
All right. Nah, it's fine. I just got to adjust this in. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jay Killer Gazamba. It's a new week, even though this is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is 5 streams and 5 nights straight for me. So, fun. With me is Greyhawk, Mike Bridges, and Adam Meyer, of course.
Howdy.
We had a nice discussion last week on Fighters, Rangers, and Paladins. Knowing how busy I was going to be this week, I'm like, let's do something a little offbeat, and let's go to the obscure published source. Assassins, Monks, maybe some other specialty class people that are just like, what? Especially in 3rd edition. I'm assuming there's a whole bunch of them. In 3rd edition, they're like bizarre specialty priest classes. It could be bizarre classes. Like, are there any alchemists or stuff? Or there has to be.
Not even look at 3rd edition.
Yeah, well, you and I both there. So we'll have.
You're talking about prestige classes.
Well,
hundreds of them, thousands of them, probably.
Yeah.
So that's why I stayed away from them.
Because you get into that black hole, right? Hopefully it's not on Casey-isms, right?
Yeah.
Where your character's like 7 different classes, and then I guess you would be a complete specialty class at that point with all those different classes.
Yeah.
So, hey, Tim, what's going on? So, all right. Here's a funny thing that I noticed, and this discussion came up last night after the Roger Moore discussion, and that was on. We're just in the chat on Cannon Fire. Gary, Julian, and Anna both kind of said, "Well, monks and assassins were wiped clean after 1st edition and 2nd." And I think it was DM Samuel said, "But they got retconned in, right?"
Yeah,
and multiple play. So there must have been people who didn't like it, who did publications are like, "We're going to put these back." And here's the most prominent one that I found is here. And we're going to go. All right. So here's the Scarlet Brotherhood reference. And I want to show you what I mean by this. It's by Sean Reynolds. Now, this is also, the monks are put back in player's option. But let's go to page 72. And I think I'll show you what I mean by this. So this is a 2nd edition publication. This is, we come here and we go to 72. Scarlet Brotherhood character classes. All right, so they kind of pull a fast one on everyone. The assassin of the Scarlet Brotherhood. So this is how they get around it, right? Yes. So yeah, assassins use the Thief XP table, faculty progression, hit dice progression. They choose non-weapon proficiencies from General, Warrior, Rogue, and Warrior. They're more versatile than thieves, right? And here's this assassination attempts in here. It's a little different, but it's the same thing. Assassins are schooled in use of poisons, so they retcon an assassin into this book. All right. So, okay, and then if we scroll down a little further, Monk of the Scarlet Brotherhood. Now it says priest class here as well. I'm assuming this book came out after the player's option book, Mike. But they didn't retcon. Their assassins weren't retconned in. There may be a book another black border book that I'm not aware of that they were retconned in. But this kind of took care of it, I guess. So I guess maybe Sean Reynolds is like, how do you have the Scarlet Brotherhood without thieves without assassins and monks, right?
Right. You can't.
Yeah. There were really some roadblockings for the use of poisons by PCs for sure, Groovy. Yes. Well, Groovy, if you watch Saturday night, what I put the player Anna and Ed Greenwood and the player character and Elissa through with an anti-paladin 3-stage poison. Yes. So I understand that completely. But yes, the 3-stager. That's a fun one. But so monks are retconned back in here, and they have it looks like they have a lot of the abilities of monks. I don't know if it's the detail level of look at all this. Wow.
So apparently Fate of Istis is 1989 and Scarlet Brotherhood is 99. So there's a 10-year gap.
10 years. Yeah.
Yep.
So explain to me what happens at Fate of Istis, Mike. Why? Like, what does it say? Like, how's it happen?
Something really happened in Fate of Istis? Wasn't it just?
I don't know what the plot is, but the whole point of it, I think, by the end was the Scarlet Brotherhood, where the adventure wraps up is in the Scarlet Brotherhood. They try to retcon out, like you said, assassins and monks somehow. Although, even more strangely, the Fate of Istis has Oriental, like Asian monks in this that have come to the Flannis through a portal of some kind. It even says several times in there they're from Karatur. So there's another
really at Fate of Istis. So that was
several times throughout that book. It's Karatur. They're from Karatur.
So
and,
that
then what this does is it just kind of sweeps them under a rug. You never hear from those characters again, but a lot of the Sewell monks that are in Fate of Istis get a promotion in Sean Reynolds' Scarlet Brotherhood.
That's an interesting that these are tied together despite the fact that they're 10 years difference in publication date.
Well, and I'm going to show a couple in my discussion that I found where a lot of stuff is getting here. I got a reprint here. It's getting undone or redone, right? And so this is that era where too many cooks spoil the broth, I think. What we learned from last night from Roger Moore was when he did this publication, he said, I had enough of a lot of the Sergeant stuff, and I had to make Greyhawk playable. So I'm going to just do this, this, and this. And it appears that in this, Sean Reynolds says, I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring monks and assassins back.
Yeah.
You know, who's here to stop me, right? I guess that's. And
then come third edition, they got rid of assassins again. Made them a prestige class.
Yeah. But they didn't get rid of them. They just changed
how
they were implemented.
Monks were a full class, and assassins were relegated to the Dean's Guide.
Yeah.
Right. But they're an integral. These classes, I hate to say this, because I know bad assassins are an integral part of Greyhawk. One of the most notorious bad guys who is he really a bad guy? He's a bad guy, but he has a purpose. Turin Deathstalker. As a fight dual class human fighter assassin. I guess we could start our discussion at that point. There, are we talking about your favorite, Jay? The Mind Gator? Is that? Well, yeah. I
So
mean,
he's the head of the Assassins Guild, but let's see, Greyhawk Adventures has him as a 15th level fighter.
right. But before that, in other publications, he's
So
fighter 12, grandfather of
see.
Assassins 15.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's a dual class human.
There's a lot of that level shifting throughout the publications. It's
You say I use like this, Gifted Gabby. Lena Kafka taught this. I ooze. There you go. That's how it came. I ooze. Yeah. Your eye oozes. There you go. So, I could check that. I'll check that real quick for you. So, and there may be some other classes we discussed tonight. I found a couple other little weird things here. Let me just go to this real quick for you here. Commands. Anna, I think you're gonna. Yeah, you're in. Yes, I'm assuming you're gonna be relying on Mike and me a lot tonight.
Yeah, I have a couple of things I want to discuss, though.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. And I could start with one class that we haven't mentioned so far, and I'm sorry if that was something that there was an Assassin's Monks specialty class, but one we didn't bring up earlier, I think, is Bard.
I have bards. No, you're right. I have bards in here too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And one of the ones that I wanted to bring up specially, because there's bards have taken different shapes during the editions.
It's a great one.
Yeah, and one of the ones is Geller, the spy that is in the I forgot his first name, that is in the Gord books, that one of Gord's companions, that is the bard that is a kind of a triple double spy kind of thing, and it's interesting because Gary describes him very much like the first edition old school bard, so to speak. That is in essence the first prestige class, long before that was the term prestige class, but it is very much a prestige class. And Geller in the Gord books seems to be played just with those things that an old school bard would have, so to speak. It will be both a solid fighter, a lot of thief abilities, and druid magic and druid knowledge, and that kind of nails it as an old school bard. And I think it's kind of, that is to me one of the most special class combinations you have, especially in old school, where it was kind of not much of a concept, and it was a prestige class 20 years before or prestige classes became a thing.
So was he a 3-stage bard in officially? Do we know? Like, or was
I don't think we know. I don't think we know that I don't think he was statted out officially, but he was a bard, and he had all these abilities. He could fight well. He had a lot of thieving skills, and he also had druid.
So he was. Yeah, I think.
He was. In the book, he's depicted as that type of old school bard, definitely. And involved in a lot of political machinations of various kinds.
So, if you're unaware, we all discuss differences between them because you're and compare them to. Tim, you just made my head explode. My eyes are bleeding. So, nomenclature character compare them to roleplay roles or careers that may lay outside the game character. I don't know. Because maybe if we need that discussion at the end, how's that sound? because I always keep my, I keep my fantasy to the fantasy setting. But so for those of you that don't know, first edition bard is a triple class, dual class style character, where they go up in fighter up to 7th, they go up in thief up to 8th, and then they start as bard.
They start as druid studies, and then they become bards.
Well, they're bards with druid studies at that time.
Yeah, they start druid studies.
They're not druids. They're bards.
No. But they started druidic studies to become bards. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And we switched it. My game, I made it so that they can become. There's 3 stages. They can become like an illusionist style or a song mage bard. So we switched it up a bit, but. Yeah, they do get druidic spells. They can't shape change like a druid,
No, they're not a full druid by
Right.
any means.
Right, but they do have some abilities here. And here's their colleges. The language is known, charm percentage, legend lore, and they have the thief abilities. So yeah, it's a very long time to get this class up.
Oh
But
yeah, it was
yeah,
almost impossible to become a bard.
but a character class of monk is also a monk, but maybe an adventurer. Yeah, I know, but you're getting too deep, man. You're getting into the weeds there, right? You're getting into the weeds into theoretical. No, I understand that. We all understand
I
that. That
agree.
assassin's a general term,
Take money.
right? We're gonna stay in the realm of try and stay in the realm of known assassins in Greyhawk. Maybe they're different classes, right?
Of course, a wizard can't one-shot you with a magic missile like an assassin can one-shot you with an arrow.
Not everyone in Scarlet Brotherhood is a monk. That's true, or an assassin.
Yeah, that's
so true. But we're not this. Yeah, I agree 100% on that. All right, so let's just start out with in the best place we can start, and that's a Free City Greyhawk. How's that sound?
Sure.
Free City Greyhawk box set is the place to start this off because we have
can't wait.
And I was looking through the renting and stuff here. Has the Guild of Assassins noted in here, and it says the master of the Guild of Assassins trains Deathstalker is never openly referred to as such, but his name is mentioned with fear. He's also a city director. This is pre him going off and leaving and going to Safeton and all that other stuff that happens, I guess, in the Living Greyhawk era. So there's only 25 people as guild members here, and they're most highly competent and accomplished assassins, which is kind of cool. So, yep. Guardian Bards are high-level storyteller. So we'll bounce around. The Thieves Guild and Assassins Guild are on good terms generally, since their guild masters are likewise friendly and cooperative with each other. Now, in this edition, because this is right the crossovers between first and second, have him at Fighter 15 here. Right, he's at Fighter 15, but in other notations, he is a 12th level fighter, 15th level assassin. He's a grandfather of assassins. So just like you can only in the original first edition, you can only go up to 15th level, and with some great abilities. He is lawful evil. It says lawful neutral in parentheses. That's your get out of jail free card. He's not that bad of a guy, right? Because he hates humanoids. Absolutely hates humanoids with a passion. I think he was from Shieldlands. Yep, Shieldlander, 6'1", 37. And he had a grim upbringing after his family was saying, this kind of sounds like Conan. He was enslaved by orcs and grew up the slave of a half-orc fighter who taught him the rudiments of assassination. From there, he progressed to serve the Horn Society, even entering desolate Molag, biding his time till he could escape. So, evil can be polite and nice. I was trying to be very nice, offering tea and crumpets Saturday night. Just Anna was too paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And go ahead. The father, yeah. So, friendly, yes. So, there are, tables in, I think, the Dungeon Master's Guide for how much it costs to hire to assassinate someone. If I recall correctly.
Higher the level, the higher the pay.
Yeah. Absolutely. But it's a little crazy. It's a little overboard, right? It's like 100,000 gold for certain levels and stuff. And if you look in here, this is in Dungeon Master's Guide 2. Let me see if I can pull this out without destroying. And this is where you got to be really careful, especially if you're running the old school version. Oh gosh, I'm dropping shit all over the place. All right, well, I dropped an entire group of character adventurers. I dropped the Hiltless swords I'm working on for Thursday.
Oh,
That's all right. It's just paper. I had it buried. What I was doing here. Give me a second. So this outright assassination table brought up a lot of consternation. This one. Now I use it for bounty hunters too, for rendering unconscious. But with a surprise attack, a 6th level assassin has a 75% chance to assassinate a 10th level character, which means kill outright. Think about that. It's pretty nasty, isn't it? So I can understand why they were like, this is kind of could be game imbalancing, and you have to really be careful with it. And you know, you don't want to go around just create, and that's why that's another reason why I think they wanted to get rid of the class. And it's because it really you really want to have evil characters running around assassinating people. So yeah.
But I think it's was also bad mechanics, meaning the killing of something should be played out. Especially if it involves characters, they also have a percentage that an NPC could kill a character. That's that goes against the whole kind of idea of the game.
Yeah, Tim. Yes, in story mode, yes, it makes in story mode, but in gameplay mode, it doesn't work that way. That's the difference. Gameplay mode and telling a story mode for an assassin are two whole different things, and you got to take that into consideration.
Okay.
Because you have people that are going to Well, I'm talking about you have people that are going to take the rules. I'm not talking about anyone who's watching. Stretch them to the limits of, and utilize them, and it's okay. But
but that's have a parallel combat system that only lets one person do the input.
I'm kind of rusty on assassin stuff, but isn't there a time frame to it? Don't you have to research?
Oh yeah, there used to be prep time. There have been various interpretations of it, but to me, this is a whole different discussion. Let's do that.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
Okay.
Yes, Tim is taking us on the. Yeah, I see. Yeah. I know, Willie. I agree, but we're getting out into the theoretical here on the use of the assassin class. Yeah. Two others that are noted in this is Vesper, who takes over when Turin Deathstalker leaves. And I don't think it says if he's gray or high elf here, but he's a magic user assassin. They changed it to magic user thief in here, and extremely brave and very good companion to his trusted friends, of whom he has extremely few. Trying to give him endearing qualities, I guess. A clean, quick assassination is greatly preferable to hacking some wretched creature to death with axes and swords, in his view. So there you go. He's fairly old, 433, right? Yep.
Interestingly, for any of you guys out there playing 5th edition, when you make a rogue, there's basically 2 main branches, I think, maybe 3. But the 2 main branches I've seen at my game table are always thief and assassin. You're either a killy rogue or you're a stealing rogue.
Good point. So you're either a backstabbing fiend type rogue, right? That's what you're going around getting those backstabs.
All backstab. Just one's better at backstabbing than others.
Right, or you're the type who wants to steal from everyone. That makes total sense. So this is another mentioned in here. It tells you senior guild members here. Gundry Geraldson, who's the known proprietor of Geraldson's Locksmithy, is a member as well. And then Raman Damian, a 9th level lawful evil, it says fighter, but it was assassin, who resides in the Thieves' Quarter. And then Caprice Malara is down here as well. And, one woman twice in the crowd, except to note her muscular build. Another ex-Shieldlander. So, yeah, Vesper is warned Turin about Caprica, however you want to say it. To no avail. Anyone who hates humanoids as much as Caprica does is all right by Turin. So she has a split personality is the problem here. So it says right in here that she has, a manic, homicidal mania. That would be a problem. If you're trying to be a little discreet about things, being a homicidal maniac would be a problem. Look, it says this maniac has already indulged in the gratuitous slaughter of several people in the dock areas and many street urchins in the river and slum corners. Her dominant side is aware of her other personality. Caprica is too terrified to discuss the problem with anyone. Yeah, there's no psychiatrists or psychologists in Greyhawk at this time, I don't think. So, yeah. Pretty cool. So that's the Guild of Assassins. I've never had a PC attempt to hire an assassin that I can recall, hire an assassin to assassinate someone. We've had assassins attempt to be hired to gather information or to spy, which is their other abilities that they're supposed to have. Now, that was another reason why we in Altamir went a different direction. If we have time, I'll talk about that. But so that is the true guild of assassins, as noted in Greyhawk, and every major city has one supposedly. Mike, do you know of any others that are detailed, or Anna, that are detailed in any references? I don't think there are.
I think in the adventure Assassin's not. There's an assassin.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh,
You're
yes, there
absolutely
must be.
correct.
Must be in those.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Mike. And all right, so you want to go there, Mike, with that one?
Oh, that's the extent of my knowledge right there.
All right. Well, hey, let's do it. That's my gosh. How did I? Someone
it's a
needs
low-level adventure, so I'm guessing they're low-level.
someone needs to slap me for not remembering this.
I go.
Wow. All right. Len Lakofkas. This is rated in the top 30 modules of all time article, by the way. L2. The Assassin's Not. What do you? Yes. Well, it's right in the name. Garreton is the town. Garrett. So Len's playing on words here, Anna. It's pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah. So if we come here, this is, and of course Tim will always, this is where he lost a character permanently in here. Gridley always. Look, here's the Assassin's Guild roster. You have a dual class human, cleric 5, assassin 6, 4th, 3rd, 1, 1, 3, 3, 4, 5. There's you got a dwarf, Gilmy instead of Gimli. That's good. There you go, Len. And then you have some spies, and yes, you got to appreciate Len.
Mhm.
But yeah, note there are few assassins. One mass melee could easily destroy the entire guild. Thus, guild will avoid a direct confrontation at all costs and try to minimize their losses at all times. All right, so this is the entire guild, and here's the thing about the plot here. And I'm sorry if you haven't played this yet. Hired by Qualton, the canon of the Church of Falcoon in Restonford, another insane person. Qualton suffers from a form of schizophrenia that produces occasional fits of megalomania. It's his goal to become Baron of Restonford himself, but to do so, he must murder the current Baron and Baroness, then marry the Baron's daughter. So, and Falcoon is normally a Catechid deity. That's pretty awesome. So, then this is Len in his glory, I'm telling you. So, you got the leader of Tellish poses as a clerical advisor to RNS in Restonford. I know that. His guild has 2 other members of the castle garrison. So the Assassin's Guild has intertwined itself in Restonford. But then pretty neat. This is the first like murder mystery adventure ever, I think. And Len was it's fantastic. It's did a good write up on L2. Oh, cool. Deloff, that's great to hear that he did. So you have all these wonderful assassins here to deal with, and there's plot times in here, and a lot going on Lendor Isle, which is really, when you think about it, pretty impressive. It's a small, in comparison to other places, it's large, but it's a small isle. So, and look, you have all the castle guard. You have everything there. Len was huge on notations, showing everything, and so, yep, very cool. Any comments, Anna, Mike, on L2?
I just think it's.
I would like to run it someday, but just never got that in Bone Hill. I think you have to. One's a sequel to the other.
Yeah, kind of. And running L1, everyone goes, "Oh, L1 starts at second." Trust me, there's a lot of ancillary stuff you can do around the outskirts, and I will talk about that in my deep dive in the Wall of Fame when I do Bone Hill, which is on my wall, about how to do that. And but yeah, L1, L2, L3 doesn't really have much to do with either, but you could still run it. I mean, not really in succession. It's a lot further. So look, Canon Len here says that if you used L1, a final confrontation with Canon Qualton may be arranged. Such a conclusion would certainly use the details of the major characters part in L1 as well as a map of Resterford Castle. So he's talking about Len's talking about that stuff right off the bat. Yeah, pre-generated characters in here. So, but that's a great one, Mike. I mean, this is the penultimate adventure for assassins. It just is, you know. And yeah, there you're gonna get a murder. Yep. So Anna, were you gonna say something on this one?
I think you said way more than I can say about it. So, yep.
Kama was asking if there are any independent assassins working out there who aren't in a guild. That's a tough one.
Well, I have some.
Hey.
I have two that are surprising, and I want to get your thoughts on this. I know we haven't done monks yet, but I want to keep one thing open. We're going to go to the original glossography. Are you ready for this? I think this is going to be a surprise to everyone. Give me 1 second here as I bring things up. Is this the original? Yep. Are you ready? Where's the North? Oh, N. Where the heck's N? North Province. Its radius.
I was just going to say, yeah.
The Herzog of the North Province, assassin 15th level.
That's the and then he became a cleric of Hextor.
So that's Grenell.
Later this, yeah, that's Duke Grenell over. Yeah, it's over King Grenell or Grand Prince of House Naelex, blah blah, so and so forth. He has probably a dozen titles. Yeah.
So always wanted to run through Dragon 64 assassins run by Greenwood. Alex, that's a good one too. I bring that up. I may be able to try to. There's another assassin in here though. Let me see if I can find that one. I got all these notes down. His most lofty nobility, the Constable Mayor of Relastra, assassin magic user.
So I got distracted. Isn't Grenell the leader of an Assassin's Guild then at that point?
He'd be a grandfather, the 15th, right? You know, so he'd be a leader. He'd be a grand leader. Yeah, probably. But once again, there's no deep. This is 1980. There's no name. So you got to go. Here's the funny thing. If you go to this and you go to the 83 set, the 83 set has their titles, but not their classes. It has their names and titles, but not their classes. You have to actually cross-reference between the two to figure it out.
When I think of Ronin assassins, these would be literally lone wolf guys, not running countries or running guilds.
Right.
What are the in that first folio, is the Church of Hextor or anything like that mentioned?
There's no gods.
There's no gods at all.
Exactly. Meaning that's the interesting. So we lost most of the context. It's kind of built or added later, so to speak.
Oh yeah.
The whole Hextorian thing. Is Naelex mentioned? The House of Naelex?
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Okay, so that's mentioned. Okay.
Yeah, turmoil between there's no like here. There's the history here.
Yeah.
You know, talk about
I was thinking, but
House of Raxfell and turmoil between crowns.
Yeah, but do we know that the overlord, the overking of, or the whatever his title was back then, the Prince of North Province, that he was the head of the house Naelax and stuff. Was that mentioned?
I highly doubt it. It
Yeah,
says.
that's yeah.
Let
So
me
we
take a
have
look.
embryos of the story and
Oh,
not more
absolutely.
than that, so to speak. So yeah.
Yeah, they're assigning classes, and there's no names of anyone. So it says here. Oh, it says that Herzog is a cousin to the Overking, as evil as his kin,
See, there we go.
but certainly not as demented.
Okay,
That's what it
there we go. So
says.
we have a fair bit of the story
Right.
in the folio, and then they added a lot of detail, fleshed it out and stuff like that later. So yeah.
So those are two rulers that I found that were assassins back in the beginning of Greyhawk.
But I just see that as changing game mechanics.
Sure.
It doesn't change anything in setting.
Doesn't.
Which to me is the interesting point.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
A cleric of Hextor could be all this effective assassin in third 3.5 and Pathfinder and rule systems like that as an assassin in first edition.
Sure. Except he can cast spells.
Yeah. But assassin's mission is to kill things.
Well, yeah.
People preferably. So
but yeah. But isn't most evil we're getting into semantics here now, isn't most evil individuals like the anti-paladin, look at all the people the anti-paladin killed. That an anti-paladin's not an assassin though. Right? An anti-paladin's just a murdering fiend. Like someone
but to me that's game mechanics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Slayer is Pathfinder assassin. That's true, Justinius.
Yeah.
Isn't Severin an assassin? Yes. Okay. So good one there, and then
I think it's an interesting one because it's something that been an ongoing discussion, but I just regulate that into game mechanics.
Okay.
Yeah, which is very important, but that also solve it, meaning you can flesh out the history and all the interesting lore bits, so to speak, and then leave out the mechanics to stat it out as you see fit, so to speak.
I'm trying to get the Rogues Gallery up here. The Silver in the Dark, so we can take a look there. So note, Rick gave me a couple from third edition. We'll talk about. I don't know. And did you play Age of Worms, Mike?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So the two that he gave, Hemris, which is Zeech's daughter. Now it sounds like she's an Alu demon, but it says there she's a half fiend.
Yeah,
she's an assassin. It looks like she's a thief, and then a specialty. What do you call it? A prestige class assassin.
Right.
So, do you know what she was? Where she was in the game? Like what?
Alhaster.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
The other one is what's it? Kremke, the Kenku Rogue Ranger Assassin, Library of Last Resort.
So that's probably a servant of a Vecna priest.
Okay. Yeah, why isn't this working? I'm trying here and I can't get it. That's all right. That's all right. I got another thing I could try here. There we go. Got it.
Yes. Darl Quathos is badass.
Alan Hammock played Lasciver in the Dark. Severin has sworn his life to evil to accomplish his end. He's built a network of spies and hirelings who will perform many of his tasks without him becoming involved. His employees fear and respect him. He's fair, generous, and protective of those who are loyal to him. Isn't it funny how they all say that? If anyone should ever cross him, spare no pains to track them down. So no one knows what he looks like. He's always in disguise. So there you go. He's also known as the anemic, the evil, the demon of darkness, Lakajank Jahil, and Neversval. Level, this thing's all mixed here. Looks like 8. Looks like level 8. Yeah, level 8 looks like. Yep. So very cool. So that's Alan Hammock, creator of Ghost Tower of Inverness, played that character. Nice, Michael. Nice pickup on that one. That's one I missed.
Nice.
Very nice done on that one. Yeah, so we got two assassins in 3rd edition in the Age of Worms. So, which is cool. One's a Kenku, which is an interesting, very interesting one.
Do we have any? And I don't have an answer for this. Do we have any assassins in that work for IUs?
I couldn't find any.
Ain't that something?
Even the
Yeah,
Shadow
that's true.
Claw. Well, it's a Sergeant. All right, so it's written by Sergeant. So that
Yeah.
probably explains why.
When they were
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think you have class-wise assassins, but
No.
Was
they
there an
were
assassins guild?
exactly that they were assassins in that sense. That
Is-
the mission was to
yeah.
kill things. But
Was there one in Molag? Was there
I don't.
one in the Bandit Lands?
I have
earlier
no.
it wasn't detailed much until well into 2nd edition. That's when late 1st edition.
Well,
No,
this
they
is
were
second.
second.
Yeah,
2nd
this is
edition. Yeah,
second.
that was
It's
well into
second.
2nd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2nd edition.
Mhm.
I have never seen mention of an assassin's guild outside of Greyhawk. And if I'm wrong, someone correct me. A specific guild that's mentioned outside of Greyhawk. Now we assume we have a small one in Hardby in my game. You know.
No, I think that in product-wise publications, we never got that deep into other cities.
Right.
So,
Right.
so Greyhawk was kind of the only one that got that much love and affection that you actually got nailed down all the guilds and stuff.
So if you go here to villains and heroes, and you go here to the Bone Shadow, Lord Omni is only a fighter in here.
Mhm.
Keek, Gleed, Cinefrel Brightrobe, Griswold Hairhand, Lord Dorag, none of them are assassins. None of them.
Okay, did the IU's specialty priests get assassin-like abilities? That would make them
No,
pretty cool.
they don't. They
If
get
so.
necromancer abilities.
It's a shame. Because IU's is all about the undead.
Right. Yeah, yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's not really that's not their thing that much, really, when you think about it. That's more in a role, like, right?
Yeah.
So when you go into this book, and it's a great point, Mike. When you go into this book under specialty priests, I mean, they add the necromancy sphere of magic user spells to their
he's-
spell list.
Pain, oppression,
Deceit. and
deceit.
Yeah, I think so.
So
yeah.
I could see him, he uses illusions to, so spies, things like that. So it would make more sense if they were assassins than necromancers.
Mhm.
Well, his clerics can use any armor or weapons, so you would think
Pyrenees
of
worshippers.
yeah. So
Hmm.
a lot of fear and enervation power abilities. So it's not. Yeah, I mean, I don't. It looks like that.
Yeah, it's more about scaring and bullying than outright violence, so to speak. It's
Alright.
All right, so I may, Nagoya, if I can, I'll get a shot at number 64. It's pretty cool.
That's right. Hey, Antiquitous brings up a good point. Pyremus has got a murder,
yeah.
so that would be the assassin's patron, right? The only Pyremus reference I came across was in the Scarlet Brotherhood. One of the big names in there, Foster Uncle Tyrum.
Foster Uncle?
That's just the title. Foster Uncle Tyrum is a 7th level priest of Pyremus, 11th level assassin.
Okay. And that's in Scarlet Brotherhood?
Yeah.
What page?
And there's a picture of him. I don't
Mike,
know what pages.
Okay. Cool. How do you spell his name?
Tyrun.
See if I can. Tyrun? Oh, don't clap.
Tyrum.
Tyrum. Tyrum. All right, let's see if this works. I'm doing a search. For some reason, it's not going. Okay. It's not letting me search off of it. All right. Well, we won't want to crash the stream. Don't want to crash that. Scarlet Brothers class assassin. Yeah, we talked about that, Michael. That was the very first thing I talked about, that they added that in. Let me go to Pyremus here and let's see what it says. I have my deities book. I got all my deities in
I'm
here.
sorry, I had it right next to me. I
Woohoo!
can't flip right to it.
Look at that.
Page
Yeah,
19.
Page 19.
1819, yeah.
I went too far. far. I got this thing blown up real big. Let me just slice this smaller. There we go. 1819. 1819.
I suspect that Father Tyrone's
There he is.
probably a caricature of Sean Reynolds. Maybe. It's definitely somebody.
Huh. I'm wondering, who does that look like?
I don't know. I'd have to see some pictures.
All right, so
Fuzz.
Elder
Foster
cousin.
Uncle Fuzz.
Yeah. And there's also a monk here, too. The father of thralls usually serves for 5 years. The current father is Martian Riff, 10th level monk. Office of Thralls. So, here's our 14th level mark. The father of purity. Mother Arinhal, 14th level monk. So we hit the mother load here for assassins and monk. Here's Tyrum. Yeah, wow. Priest of Pyremius, 11th level assassin. That's a dual class. Dual classing's back. He's human. It's not prestige. It's dual because it's 2nd edition. Nice catch there, Mike. Father of Faith.
Don't know.
Why Pyremius, do you think? Because it's got a murder?
Oh,
Fire.
Sewell got
It's a
fire.
Sewell. It's a Sewell near rule in a way.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. Yeah.
I want to see what Len put in here.
Pyremus, the blazing killer, demon of venom, hideous assassin, neutral evil, lesser god of fire, poison, and murder. And it was the Pyremus was once a demigod of poison and murder, but he poisoned Raneth, the Sewell goddess of fire, and assumed her portfolio.
Nice.
Now the patron of assassins, and he carries a long sword called the Red Light and a whip called Viper.
Yes.
This is from Living Greyhawk Acid.
3 time of rules.
They changed the name. It was the Red Light of Hades in this Dragon article. I think they said we're not doing it yet.
Okay.
I'm looking at it right now. It can be born by no one else. +5 weapon. Yeah. So the light does no damage. He also has a whip called the Viper of Hades.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Nagoya says there's a Divers Assassins Guild. That seems
wow.
cool.
Or Journal 10. Nice.
And Assassin's Guild in Schindel. Well, that's interesting. I'm gonna look that
That
up.
is, yeah.
What?
Is that an official one?
Fate of Istis.
Oh.
Nice, Dirk. What a pickup that is. Very cool. Well, Michael will look them both up. All right, so
Schindel.
the Scarlet Brotherhood has a lot of, this is where you're going to see a lot of your assassins and monks, and we have 3 right there. We have, so he's the roles of religion in the temples are directed by the Office of Faith. So I can't even think of worse combination, especially Priest of Pyremius and then an assassin 11th. That's just pretty gross. So he left his position in the Temple of Pyremius when he realized he could best serve his god and the soul race by becoming an assassin, a profession recognized as part of the official Brotherhood government, it says. You got to respect that.
Yeah, I just need to take care of Minnie for a minute.
Sure.
And he's definitely not the highest level assassin in the Scarlet Brotherhood.
No. These are all monks. The Office of Arms is, Father Renho, 10th level monk. Father of Sorcery, Yate, 9th level monk. They're all
middlemen. They're all middlemen.
Here's an assassin. The Office of Diplomacy. Holy shit! I didn't even know you could go this level high. The current leader's foster uncle Primus.
Yeah, he's one of the top ones.
16th level.
Yeah.
I need to make the Chris
Grandma.
Promise.
Yeah, I think
That is awesome.
little home cooking there.
Night Skulls of Divers, yes. So Greyhawk Adventures mentions an Assassin's Guild in Stoink. Good one, too. Suderham is mentioned as having a guild in the A-series modules. Yes, you are correct on that. Yep, I remember that now, too. But the big one I wanted to know about was Schendel and Fate of Istis. Wow, that's pretty interesting.
So I can't find any label on the map that says there's a Assassin's Guild on here, but it does say that the Thieves and Assassins Guilds are they're known.
Okay, so it's a mention.
Yeah, it's a mention.
Well, that's beyond what I had said, that the only Greyhawk was ever mentioned. So
Of course, that's just skimming. I might
right.
miss something.
It's so
You
funny.
wouldn't think Chendel allow, it's ruled by a paladin, for God's sakes.
Oh my God. So this is funny that, you get, this just goes to show that if you're writing the lore, you can put people, your friends or whatever, right into the lore. Like Uncle Promise is in there now.
Wow.
I mean, my gosh, right? Yeah, that is pretty funny.
It's amazing we do not have a Death Knight named Holian.
Right. Or how do you spell that backwards? Nailo or something. Yeah. Wow. Divers. So Nagoya, when we had the Divers Living Greyhawk group on, I mean that they were all about the Assassin's Guild. I mean that was their shtick. I think a lot. It was very active, the guild, in their and I don't have any of that up now, but in their what do you call it, groups, their circle groups or whatever. They had a ton of activity in the Assassin's Guild, and he said, and if I recall, they said over 25% of the Living Greyhawk players in Divers were members of the Assassin's Guild. Yeah. So
yeah, LG had a very dark picture of Divers that I don't recognize from any of the earlier sources. It was like the previous capital of the Kingdom of Pharaoh that was kind of the good best part of former Great Kingdom, and seemed to be a bastion of good, and then Living Greyhawk all of a sudden turned it into a shithole, which is kind of interesting how quickly that happened, and I'm not really sure. Yeah.
Well, it has to do with who was running it, because they wanted to push they wanted to push it.
Well, they needed evil villains everywhere, so
yeah, in each year. Yeah, it was a lot of it. So I kind of took on that and had the Divers Assassin's Guild take care of Michael Baton, if you recall. In my game, it was the Divers Guild that they got that hired to take him out. So, which was fun in itself. First of all, is not to talk. Yes, you do not want to talk about the Assassin's Guilds. That's a smart thing. You definitely don't want to do that. Absolutely. All right. Let's see what else we got here. I got it. So if we go to Greyhawk Adventures next, which is this guy in the Scarlet Brotherhood book, or is he gone by then? Corinth Zan.
Oh, he's in everything.
Yeah,
he's through and through. Although Fate of Istis is a wrinkle.
So in this, they have him at Monk 16th. Oh, that's right. Monks can go. Monks can go up to 17th. The Father of Beings, Scarlet Brotherhood, Armor Class -2, Monk 16. Corinth Xanth was born among the Scarlet Brotherhood, the first program selective breeding. So, yeah, he's gets up there pretty high as far as it says he's an excellent administrator when he isn't traitor hunting. In fact, many of the traitors Corinth thinks he has caught were only ordinary subordinates who had erred in some way. Well, you got to break some eggs, right? On your Yep.
What's interesting is that book came out before Fate of Istis, right?
Yes.
So 16th level there, and then in Fate of Istis, whoever wrote that section on the Scarlet Brotherhood was just out there, because he was not the most powerful monk in the Scarlet Brotherhood in Fate of Istis. And I think he was, when you throw in the actual monks who taught the Scarlet Brotherhood everything they know, then there's like a whole uh, the whole hierarchy of monks there.
Right.
And he's maybe second in command, I think. But he's definitely the top of the Sewell monks. But overall, he's like second in command, I think.
Well, different, remember, this
Yeah.
book got put together in 3 months.
Right.
So,
Well, I'm inclined to go with Corzan. Now, Corzan's the father of obedience. The
Yeah.
father of obedience in the 80, not the 83, wait, yeah, the 83 set is Corzan, right?
yeah,
And I think in that one, my notes say he was 14th level.
right. She's
So
going
he went up 2 levels in 5 years.
Right. That's,
But not bad.
and then you have Alice Marin is in here too.
Yeah, Alice, she's in Stoink. Someone mentioned the Stoink Assassins Guild earlier.
Yeah, as a monk.
Well, she's lurking around there too.
Product of a breeding program, the child of 2 high-level monks. Doesn't say who though. That would be cool if it did.
Yeah.
But it says at this time, as she's in Stoink in the Bandit Kingdoms, where she's an innkeeper's mistress.
Yeah.
She wants to become the first female father of obedience. I guess. Hey, there you go.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
quite an aspiration.
Yeah. But then again, you got to aim high on that kind of stuff. Grim, driven woman who seldom smiles unless she's committed some treachery that particularly amuses her. Last time she smiled, she had just enticed a man who was carrying money into embracing her so that she could draw her dagger of venom and stab him in the back. We gotta love that dedication.
She's an assassin too.
Yeah. Utterly despicable or never voluntarily changed. She likes being evil and prefers it to being good because she feels the only evil provides suitable scope for a person of her particular talents to shine. That sounds like Jim Ward.
Huh.
She will pretend to be good if she can get something out of the deception, but as soon as she has what she wants, she will show her true colors.
Oh, no.
Curtis! She hates all of her superiors. Nice! Even when they've done her good turn, simply because they have what she wants. That's very yeah, very good. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Notice we haven't talked really about any non-lawful evil monks yet. They're all evil.
And that's why there were no monks in my campaigns till 3rd edition, because they were the province for a long time of the bad
Good to
guys.
see, Curtis. So I have a whole sect of non-evil ones I can share shortly.
Ooh.
Yep, it's pretty cool actually, and I've never asked this question, but I will in the future to
I
someone.
don't think Alice Marin gets updated in later books, sadly, so she must not have achieved her goal.
She must have been something bad must have happened to her, befell her. Is what you're saying?
No mention ever in the Scarlet Brotherhood.
Well, guess what? Stoink is the Bandit Kingdoms, right?
Yeah.
She's either got slaughtered in some massacre, or she rose to the power level of someone up there, and something happened to her. So maybe Casey knows on that. We can ask him, because we do have an upcoming the first. So is that next? Yeah, I think next week's a Living Greyhawk discussion.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's which one haven't we done? Theocracy of the Pale? I think that's it. I think that's next week.
Yeah, we haven't done Pale, I think.
I think that's what it is.
Oh.
What church entity sponsors lawful good monks in Greyhawk? I have a couple, but they're not pure Greyhawk, so it's not. It's me. Yeah, Monastic Orders of Flan has great source. Earth Journal 35. Who wrote that? Nagoya Joe. That's a recent Earth Journal.
Yeah, I would say Rao. There is some idea that Rao has some unarmed or priesthood that fights unarmed, so to speak, as a way of showing their peaceful credentials or something like that. They're mentioned, and so I would have Rao look into that. I think that will be an interesting.
Rao would be good. Yeah,
example of you can use someone for and not an Oriental style monk, but someone, an order of monk-like or religious affiliated fighters that fights without using weapons.
We've my campaign I
Thank
can
you, Rick.
think of.
Yep.
We've had in the 40 some years. PCs and NPCs that are active in adventuring groups, I'm going to say at most 8 monks. I think 8 sounds about right in all that time. So, okay. So, we are in Expeditions to the Ruins of Greyhawk. All right. So, we're going to go now to page 7. You may argue with this, but this is Eric Mona, James Jacobs, and Jason Bowman's last hurrah in Greyhawk.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to page 7. Zuoken. All right. Zuoken is like the deity of lawful neutral deity for monks, right? Monastic. So more than 1,000 years ago, devastating war ravaged the vast regions of Flannis, and it talks about mages of power. Sulwi's empire held such a they talk about the Baklunish Empire and all, and the opening decades of this clash of civilizations spawned countless martyrs and cultural heroes. Among the earliest was Zuoken, a daring monk of the Twilight goddess Zanye. There you go. Who, along with 38 of the Baklunish Empire's most skillful martial artists, defended a tactically critical mountain pass from an entire army of Sul invaders. So it sounds almost like the 300s, right? A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So of the valiant monks, only Zuoken remained feted as a legendary hero, survivor of the war's early years. So after inspiring a generation of monks to serve the Empire, Zuoken set out upon the Drawmish Ocean to the storied pinnacles of Azarok. So he becomes a demigod. This is the Baklunish demigod. Yep. The shape changers are Antiquitas are also in Secret Assassins. They are also in the Free Secret box set as well. Good one. Yep.
Aren't they like just illegal organ harvesters?
Right. But Vecna Lives, of course, changes them. There's always that change. Like, so Vecna Lives, Zeb gets a hold of them, right? Zeb goes, I'm going to kill the entire Circle of 8 off in the first 5 seconds of the adventure. So. All right, so this is Zuoken. Now, beyond this, in the River Quarter, and I have it marked on my map, and I'm assuming that Malden has it on his too. I'm almost positive he does on the Malden updated map he did. Page 23 is Darkmoon Monastery. All right. So, a sprawling estate of white stone arches and enclosed courtyards overlook the river quarter from a small bluff supporting the noble's wall. This is, in the shadow of a manicured campus dwells an order of fighting monks. They're all lawful neutral. And mental adepts who seem always to be training for something. All right. The competitive monks of the Darkmoon Monastery came to Greyhawk from the distant Baklunish West almost 100 years ago after losing all contact with Zuoken. Zuoken's in the God Trap. The god whom they call the survivor continues to answer their prayers and guides their spirits, but he's not manifested in flesh. It's 505 CY. This is Expedition to the Ruins of Greyhawk. Okay. Yep. So here's your thing. If you want it, yes. If you don't, I understand why you don't. Elders of this is the bone of contention, and you're going to understand where I'm going with this. Elders of the Order have long suspected Zuoken is imprisoned in the dungeons below Castle Greyhawk. Zagging is known to have captured several demigods, including Ayus, about the time Zuoken vanished. Here we go. Here it is. To this end, about 15 years ago, the monks hired the disgraced Lord Robilar to escort an elite group of devoted masters into the castle in hopes of discovering their patron's whereabouts. Some in the order questioned the wisdom of employing a known criminal, but ultimately agreed that Robilar's experience would serve them in the dungeons below. Robilar then goes down in here and hits this mirror and gets trapped in it, and the bizarro world Robilar comes out, and I'm just telling you what happens right here. So when when the fighter is seen in the city thereafter, he claimed no knowledge of the monks and warned the monastery to leave him alone or face dire consequences. The new Robilar appears. The monks believe that Robilar murdered his brothers and sisters and simply pocketed his exorbitant fee. A suspicion, but all confirmed by the fighter's subsequent betrayal of the Circle of Eight on the day of the Great Signing. There's their explanation. Yes. There's your explanation for. So the Zawokan monks hired Robilar. If you use it, great. If you don't, I understand why you won't want to use it. So, you're arguing with. I don't want to argue with Eric Mona, James Jacobs, and Jason Bowman at this point. I'm just telling you what the story is written in here. Everything else is published source, so it gets written about Greyhawk. Why isn't this? That's the point I'm trying to make here as well. So here's what happened when we ran Expedition to Ruins of Greyhawk right before I started live streaming, because I have Kyrin Winchester's a high level monk. There's a lot of subplots in here. So they have sponsored a contest of champions in their dojo, offering a fist-sized ruby of 8,000 gold to the group that can defeat the monastery's elite monk in non-lethal combat. The contest has been open a week by the time PCs arrive. If the PCs express interest in joining the contest, the monks record their contact information, tell them they will be found notified when it is their turn to compete. So there you go. So we actually did this because we had a monk in the group. So you have a whole bunch of monks in Greyhawk that are not evil as of Rigby's funeral. And Ekoyan is their leader, neutral male monk, 12th level. Okay. So I thought that was pretty cool. So they utilize the monks here. They utilize assassins. All right. Rick and anyone else. Are there any monks in Age of Worms?
Well, yeah. It was mentioned about the Twilight Monastery, so I went and dug out my printed copy of this Diamond Lake thing here, and because I had forgot about this, the Twilight Monastery.
Yes,
is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's ran by someone named Isenfin the Occluded, 7th level female monk, who says it's really cool here. It says it's 2 hours north of Diamond Lake on a crag called Griffin's Roost, and it's on the road on your way to Elmshire. That's pretty neat.
Yep.
And it says that the I like this, cat-infested Twilight Monastery is a 3-towered monument to an obscure philosophy of the distant West. So they don't really say specifically, but that would probably mean.
Is that in Chapter 1 of Age of Worms, or is that in the Diamond Lake?
In the Diamond Lake
addendum.
Age of Worms Overload.
Yeah, the huge addendum. So that would be a cool place. Anna, I think Mike just found a place that needs to go on the map.
Yeah, it's on the road to.
Probably need. Yeah, we have Blackstone and Diamond Lake. We need to add the monastery.
Yeah, it's about 2 hours north on the road to Elmshire. So that's a great.
It's kind of hilly, difficult terrain. Right. So 2 hours wouldn't mean that much. So
it could be it could be 5 miles away. That's a great one, Mike. That's an absolute home run, because you found something that needs to be noted.
Victor brought it up. I didn't know about that.
Who did? Nagoya?
No.
What is it called? Monastery. What's the monastery of something?
Twilight Monastery.
Twilight. Thank you.
On Griffin's Roost. Yeah. Group screwed them over, and her silent killer. That's a great one. Thank you very much for that one.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. That overload is so much detail in that Diamond Lake area. So very, very neat on that. All right, let me see what
I'm fairly certain, probably even Savage Tide, I would not be surprised if they had one, because they tried to have something for every class. They all know what players are going to pick, so they would throw in the Twilight Monastery. So I imagine in Savage Tide, there's probably a monastery somewhere in there, in Sassarine or something. I just haven't looked it up. But the AP is really good at that, trying to include every possible class, that they have a hook.
I'm trying to find. I said page. Did I write the right page down here? Maybe I put the wrong page down. Oh, page 98. Yeah. So we really appreciate the audience helping
Yep.
us find the
Mhm.
obscure here.
This is awesome.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. So let's go to page 98 real quick, because the one thing about third edition is all the encounters get third and fourth got split up in the end. It was kind of annoying. Mr. Berthan. All right, here's Zuoken's finest in the challenge. It's on page 98. So there's a quest combat. All combat is supposed to deal non-lethal damage. It tells you about the tactical encounter on this. So there you go. And then you get the quest. If you're successful, then you get the quest to find out the what happened. So, yep, very cool. All right, so that gives you some background there on reasoning behind it, and a whole cabal, a whole monastery of monks in Greyhawk City at the time.
Monks would make excellent sailors.
You know what? I don't know if I'm gonna be
How
able to
so?
do that here. Let me see if I can.
I need that one explained to me.
What was that? Monks would make what?
Excellent sailors.
Yeah, but because they don't have armor, and they don't have weapons, so they can't sink too much. They,
That's right.
So
There is a monk in Cretus is right. Dungeon Lane is a monk. Monk.
there are a few monks in. Yeah.
I think the Mad Hatter's a monk.
Yeah.
Right?
The Mad Hatter is a monk. Wow, that's awesome. That is great. I'm just checking. I'm checking this map that I'm so worried I'm going to damage.
Oh, and the Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum are monks as well.
Okay.
I would have thought they would have been like cavaliers or something, because they dress up in.
Well, this map is pre. All right, so I got to check his update.
Nice.
Make sure on that. Nice one.
Yeah,
Tweedledee and Tweedledum. All right, so let's see. I got through. We got a koi in there. We got Tweedledee, Tweedledum. Oh my gosh, we got.
It must be because a lot of them are just in general unarmed characters in the original, story. So they're like, oh, monks, make them monks.
Yeah.
So most likely the players ain't expecting monks when you're walking through Alice in Wonderland. That would be nice.
All right, so I found a bard before we even discussed, and let's go. And here. We may have discussed this bard when we did Rogues Wayne back in the day.
Yeah, we did Rogues and Bards like 20 episodes ago.
Yeah.
I looked it up.
We may have gotten this one. Did we get the one in the Marklands?
You talking about the really high level one?
Yeah, Rafandel Guild and Tongue.
Oh.
Let me go to page 41. I see. I'm getting smart now. I'm finally marking the pages down where these guys are. Here it is. Rafandel Guild and Tongue.
Yeah.
Bard level. I know it says here. 11th level Bard. So Rafendel's a high folk half elf, revere of Labilis and Hanali Salino, who travels the Reach, posing as an itinerant bard and lover of beauty and luxury. He strikes this pose to disarm those he wishes to get to know better, to serve them as they really are. So his alignment is neutral good. He knows the Vespi and Gnarly Forest well, has many friends among the high folk, Knights of the Heart, and the Gnarly Forest. He's also a Knight of Luna. However, quite extraordinary, he's a Knight of Luna, a unique honor for a non-Selene half-elf. Ha!
Whoa.
He knows Melf well, and he works hard to build links between Selene and the high folk. Oh no! He also knows Philder, the Blue Wizard. Oh.
See, now he lost his.
I liked it until that. Oh my god! Hey, Wandering. Oh my gosh, Scott, your book went out today. Rafandel is faint, romantic and beauty-loving. All right. So despite his many years, he has all learned. Rafandel can sit unmoving, enchanted by the beauty of summer. All right. So there you go. So I did. This bard is in the Marklands. It's the one I found out of the.
You kind of cut that sentence out about Philder the Blue.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's a shame that no one ever got a chance to ask Carl Sargent where he was going with that.
Yeah.
Because it's all speculative.
Well, we can speculate on Wizards 3 about Philidor the Blue. Yeah. See what they come up with.
Yeah. We
can have
could.
them
We can
spin.
ask them
You
that.
can have
Yeah.
them spin on Philidor the Blue. Yeah.
Let's hope I hit the right button there. Yep, there.
Uh-oh.
June 12th. Wizards 3 discussion. So there, that was a bard that I found in published source. I know I have 2 other ones too, which I was shocked at. Are you ready for this? This is how shocking. They're in the Scarlet Brotherhood
Uh-oh.
reference. Yep.
Well, they need to have their fun too.
They're in Hutmona Land. Which I was like, what? I think. I didn't put the page numbers down. Okay, here it is. Kundanol, leader, Heart of the People, Harvest Prince, Firstborn, Prince Ramut, Bard 14.
There
Human
you
male.
go. Well, they need to have their entertainment too. Mhm.
Yes.
Might not be that what we consider entertainment in other parts of the world, but yep.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's cool.
Anatol, first king of the Kunda, is said to have placed the first stones of the city on his own hands under the guidance of Uvat. So, yeah, Tuv culture, and so they, yeah. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
And then, here's another one. Here's another one. Kondaxa, Laura Inheritor, Diamond Crown Princess. So, human female leader here is Fighter 5, Bard 9. So, pretty interesting that they have bards in here, which is, I guess, hey, to each his own. All right, Mike, Anna, do you have any others? I have one more.
Well, we have to discuss one that I want to hear, especially Mike's opinion about, and that's the monk, the brother Hamad Daturian or something like that. Haman Daturian, shepherd of the sea princes in Living Greyhawk. I know that
Oh.
we can probably dismiss him outright like Philidor the Blue, but I just wanted to mention and see, because I haven't been down there and adventured, so I don't know much in detail about sea princess, but I know you guys do, especially Mike.
Well, yeah, he's Hamandaturian.
Yeah, Haman
His
Daturian or
12th
something. Yeah.
It's 12th level.
Yep.
Not too shabby. So here you have a monk now who was probably rising through the ranks back home, and now has been placed in charge of their first conquered territory. So this monk's got to be pretty damn important.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I found in that same I don't know if it was in the Scarlet Brotherhood, there's another monk associated to him named Kossuth Van, who is 10th level. And apparently in the Scarlet Brotherhood book, it's referenced that this monk is who delivered the ultimatum to the sea princes.
Okay.
Surrender or die, and then they blew him off and killed, nearly all the nobles. And so then, he's just the messenger, and then Hamandaturian is the one who shows up, and as soon as he gets off the boat, he's the new ruler. Yay. And he's the one that they rebel against ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He seems like more ambitious than actually powerful, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't know the particulars on this character, but yeah.
Sometimes you get that political end in it. Yeah.
I like the name.
Oh yeah,
me
too.
Makes me think, that sounds like an ancient Sewell name or something.
Yeah, Hamandaturian. Yeah.
I mean, even Ed Green would have a hard time pronouncing it.
Yeah, Hamandaturian. Yeah, or something. Yeah, Hamandaturian. Yeah.
So real quick, back to Marklands. Michael caught this one. The ambassador of to the county of Urge from Niron is a 10th level bard, Sir Shendel Damien.
Oh,
so there you go. We got another bard right here, 10th level. Damien believes that Archbold gets weak and unable to rule much longer, and that Niron will fall. Well, that's very positive thinking.
Well, that's what happened in the Living Greyhawk Gazetteer leading up to the Living Greyhawk campaign. That he got, and his son, and that was the shuffle between the two brothers, and then Leonard managed to grab the throne after some troubles.
Yeah, it says, and then that Linard is the only man able to hold the lands of Lesser Nyrond.
Yeah.
Yep.
And finally he got it after there was some turmoil, and then he ended up on the throne eventually. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. According to LGG, Linward's wife was a bard, not LGG, but LG modules. We appreciate that update, Michael, as well.
Cool.
Let's go to this because Bastion of Faith, we have Huronian monks in here, which is here's the crit wall citadel. So let's see if I can swing through specifically which priests, clerics. I know you're right. There are monks in here. Brother Nod is a novitiate male. There's a lot of characters in here. Is he a mage though? He's a mage. You sure? Templar Lugo. I would. Oh. Priest. I don't. Are they specifically monks? As far as I don't see any in here. Page 43. Okay. We'll go there. Hey, you told me, so I'm gonna. 43 is right before the spells. All right. Oh yeah, the church. Well, it says monks no with both these right here. The church, monks no. So clerics yes, crusaders no, monks no. Paladins yes, specialty priests yes. You sure? Yeah, it says that they don't have monks in here under this right here. Oh, see then up here it says clerics, crusaders, monks, paladins, specialty priests. Jeez, oh my gosh, that's funny. Keep reading, it's further in. Yeah, all right. I'm looking. Yeah, Fateful, they're the rebellion. Am I past it? I take your word for it that they're monks here. Oh, here we are. Although few in number, Huronian monks are sometimes found in such orders as well as in orders restricted to those who study monastic disciplines. The most famous such monastic order is undoubtedly the Order of the Glory Everlasting, dedicated to the preservation of Iridian traditions and cultures. This is very, very nice catch, guys. And the destruction of the Hextorian order known as the Brotherhood of the Grey Hand. All right, so I never even heard of either of these. Order of Glory Everlasting and Brotherhood of the Grey Hand. The group is led by Luther, lawful good human monk 17th. Wow, that's a tall man with black curly hair and swarthy complexion. Luther attaches a great deal of importance to personal honor, and he can be short-tempered and foolhardy. One paragraph. Luther is in. It's the same Luther? Are you sure it's the same Luther there, Michael? In Rogues Gallery. That's really interesting if it is. Wow. It's pretty neat if it is. What a connection. You guys are making us look like you guys the experts there.
Yeah, we are the beginners here.
Yeah,
especially me. Yeah.
Wow.
This is awesome.
Yeah, let me go here. Let me see if I have Rogues Gallery up. Here it is. We'll take a look. Are these in alphabetical order?
I'm not sure what order. I haven't looked at that.
Yeah, they are. Luther, player Helen Cook. I guess it's Zeb Cook's wife or daughter. Yep. Human, male, lawful good monk. At this point is level 6. So, yeah, it is. Tall black man with curly hair and swarthy complexion. Formerly the son of a noble, he has renounced all claim to his father's title. What a catch, guys.
Yeah.
I would have never put them together. That's pretty impressive. That's a note to Zeb Cook one day question.
Yeah.
So my note that I forgot to mention to Eric Mona and crew is, whose idea was it? I don't know if I asked this to turn around with the monks to turn around that they were the ones that hired Roblar, and Roblar's not the real Roblar. So use the crossbow. Monks can use crossbow. That's an allowed weapon, Curtis, in first edition. It's a weapon that they're allowed to be proficient in. Monks, bow stick, joe stick, falchion was in Arcana. Scimitar? No, falchion. Or is it Capesh? It's one of the
I
two.
need Tim to tell me the difference between a bow and a joystick sometime.
There's got to be
Joystick.
a difference between a bow stick and a joe stick, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, spear was allowed to be used. I think javelin was another one too. Yep. So very cool. Nice. Wow. That's like the catch of catches tonight. To link that article that was written, and I'm assuming that's Bruce Cordell, to this character here. I would have never known that, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. So there you go with Bastion of Faith. Okay, I got one more. And we've missed this one so far. I don't know how, and I'm assuming there's one in the A series as well. But I gotta open it up and apologize. I have them all in the same folder for tonight. Slavers.
Oh.
Slavers. Okay. Page 104, which I was right there. And of course, it's on the page of my. I cry every time I see this picture that I would have paid Wayne Reynolds any amount for the artwork, but it's gone. And so, if you scroll down here, this person on the far left of this picture is that individual right here. Here's all the slavers. And by the way, that's supposed to be Tarashmak Theg Gnarlet right there, that goofy looking half orc, along with all the other ones here. This is the entire group of slavers minus Marquesa, right? All of them are discussed in here. And we come up here, and it's Brother Karen, male human monk 10th. Now he's a it says here, Scarlet Brotherhood agent, is a man in his mid-30s, average height and wiry, strong. His hair is blonde. So yeah. So he is basically a representative of the Scarlet Brotherhood to the slavers and the worshippers of the Earth Dragon here in the Pomarge. Yep. So that's him. That's Brother Karen. Now I'm assuming, wasn't one of the original slavers a monk as well, or am I forgetting that wrong?
Possibly.
Yeah, a few monks and against the cult of the reptile god as well. Yeah, the Temple of Marika. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. And that Accretus. Doug Niles is on our list to get on. I tried getting him on for the Wizards 3, but he wrote that, and he wrote a lot of great stuff. That would be great. Some great questions. Because the Temple of Marika, he created that deity too. So Joe. All right. So Kurt says Joe is smaller and more compact than a bow, which is longer. So very cool. All right. So I have blown my wad.
Wow, there we go. Yep.
I've gotten through all the ones that I located. You all have helped me with a lot.
Well, not me much, but
well, that's
Mike
okay,
in particular.
Anna.
But a few little things. Yeah.
Yeah. That I know of from my limited Lord 1A3 and 1A4. I know. So there are monks. Yeah, I thought there were monks in the original Slavers series. Absolutely.
Oh, and we have against the cult of the reptile god in the Temple of.
Right, by Doug Niles and one.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I have that one.
But there are the monks in the Temple of Marika. That's
Yep.
okay.
Yeah. Let me see if I think I have that. Give me 1 second here. We can look at that. And one. Okay. He said we need.
They better have a name. That's all I'm saying.
We need to get Doug Miles on. That's an absolute.
That would be great. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, look. We spent a while. Here is Temple Marika. Cult members. So a lot of them have been turned. C1 definitely Nagojo has a bunch in there. Yeah. They were somehow yeah. Well, so the temple, so the key door, the temple of Marika is written up. I remember the assault of the temple of Marika. I remember I live streamed this. This is the last big published source adventure that I've run. That yeah, I did this about 2 years ago now, almost a year and a half. So here's the temple of Marika in the lower level, and yeah, I don't know if there's any it doesn't. Yeah, there must be a roster somewhere here, or is this right smack dab in the middle? Yeah, it was that. That's smack dab in the middle. Oh yeah. There's monks. There's all sorts of monk locations throughout these. You're right here. Each of these cells occupy a single evil monk. Monk 4. Yep, right there. There's monks here. So and this is an original, an old adventure. Yep. So very cool. Good catch.
See, I don't own that adventure. Are those monks worshippers of Marika, or are they attacking the Temple of Marika?
Yeah, what are they?
So
Cultists of the cult of the reptile god, or Marika is a local farming kind of agricultural good deity, I think.
These are all turned.
Turned meaning turned evil.
Oh, that's right. He said charmed in the.
Yeah.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely.
Derp.
The temple god got corrupted by the reptile goddess.
Mm-hmm.
So one joke one, I don't know if I can get to it, but let me try. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Give me 1 second here. I'd love to get to this, but I don't know if I have it still. Let me see if it pops up. So I have on my wall of fame, if you know my wall of fame, it's working. Here we go. The twofold talisman. Adventure. These are out of Dragon magazine. Adventure 1. Adventure 2 is the Ebon Stone. Adventure 1 is the Heart of Light. Number 2, the monks all have wear preppies. They're preppy monks, so they wear Izod's gear. I mean, it's a joke adventure kind of, but yeah. So there's a bunch of monks in this adventure that you fight. Yeah, so yeah, that's a fun one. Good monks gone bad. Yeah, yeah, and I won't ruin it for anyone, but the main antithesis is named DV. There's DV. So you can figure that out. Talking about this is the 80s. Yes. All right. But these are the two. These are 2 of 4 adventures that we have. Where's part 1? Heart of Light. Yep. There's part 1, the Heart of Light. So. Yep. Dragon 53 is great, and in fact, we use Dragon 53 a lot. Thank you, Began. Appreciate it. So, if you are an old school player, you want to probably make some of the, because everyone goes, oh, the monks suck. All right. Well, if you believe that, and it's one of the coolest dragon covers. All right. It's really cool, really neat looking cover here. So, Dragon 53 has a hard look at monks. Very. Who is that? Who's that? Is that a Clyde Caldwell? Let me see.
That's a Caldwell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like it. Looks like a typical.
Yeah. Well, he's
Caldwell.
first on there, so it's got to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go to page 6. Why isn't this monk smiling? Yes, he's got a lot to kick about Philip Myers, and you give them 6-sided dice instead. We do die 4+1 instead of 6-sided, so we go 2 to 5 instead of die 6 for our monks. And here's an enhanced table and some enhanced abilities, a little bit better. Puts them up to 21st level. So yeah, but that's the first dragon you ever bought. Yeah, mine was 61. But then I went back because we were playing in depth back then. So I got a lot that were gifted. The first one I ever bought was I think 61. But yeah, so there's some questions here on monks, and all this is a good article. So really enhancing them, so they make them more playable. So thank you for that update as well on that. All right. So we've talked a lot about monks, assassins, some bards. Yeah, definitely. Off the newsstand, funny. We didn't go into any 3rd edition stuff. Like I'm
Not
assuming,
much, but we mentioned a few things, but not much.
yeah, a couple that Rick gave us from Age of Worms. My guess is that Living Greyhawk has a lot of adventures, right? That were published that have a lot of crazy classes. Some of these prestige classes I've never heard of before back then. So probably a lot of specialized stuff, at that time. But
Well, you had sword and fist. There were a bunch of them
mhm.
presented in the 3rd edition rule books.
Yep.
That were tied into Greyhawk specifically too, meaning there was the knights of protectors of knight protectors and several others that were kind of prestige classes and stuff that were directly tied into Greyhawk,
Yeah.
and then there were a bunch of them that were kind of assassin like and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So
it was like hundreds of prestige classes laying around,
right.
and classes. It was like tons and tons of them.
And
They call
Pathfinder
them kits in 2nd edition.
kits
Yep.
in 2nd edition.
Yeah, Pathfinder had about 60 classes, I think, that were officially published by Paizo, and then there was a whole, probably twice as many from third-party publishers. But I think it was like 60 or 80 or something, like 60 classes or something. I think in the official rule books.
Scions, I have no idea, Rick, because I don't use psionics in my game at
Ditto.
all. At all.
Yeah, I'd never used it in my
Not
games either.
not a psionic
In
person.
Traveler, we used psionics.
Well,
That
Dark
was
Suns
the-
where
yeah.
psionics are really huge, and right, the world's based around it. So I just, yeah, I stayed away from it. Too many, it just didn't feel
Really,
right
if
in
you
a
want
world.
to talk about psionic NPCs in Greyhawk, just go look at the quasi deities.
Yeah, they all have psionic.
Ton.
Yeah.
Amongst all the other things, you think they have enough at that point, but that's okay. I mean, that was just it was another experimentation, right? Because it's in the player's handbook, it's in the back. But we started having people random roll, and everyone magically had cell adjustment, which was the healing one. That's only they always had that ability. It's amazing. That's the crap I had to put
Yeah,
up
I'm
with.
with Goblin there. I always give my friends like a 1 or 2% chance for psionics, and no one ever got it.
That's good. Yeah, but there's there's assassins and monks and bards and some pretty cool. We found thanks to the audience that we found out about the Twilight Monastery, which has a monk as a monk location in it. Found out we know now about the monks in Greyhawk City. We also know that that connection with Luther, which is unbelievable, from the Rogues Gallery all the way to Bastion of Faith. Wow, you're talking about 20-year connection there.
Von Moltke just came through for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
That's so cool.
Tuatoan
Oh
monitor.
wow! How can we
Are-
forget that?
Oh.
So would that count as undersea monks?
Yeah.
And
We will be
There you go.
happy. Mhm.
yeah, that's a great one. Wow,
There you go.
they are monks. And most of them are insane too, if I recall. The monitors are the most insane out of all the Croatoans because for their discipline, it's in reverse. Their discipline, because most Croatoans are prone to insanity, but the monitors, because of their stringent things that they do, are even more prone to going insane. Yeah, but they get molded. They get a lot of attacks. That's a great. Wow, that's another great one that we missed for our campaign world, because I love using monitors. Absolutely, they get like 5 to 7 attacks or something. Yep. It's a good one. It's a real good one, man. You're on a roll tonight. The Gith entry and Fiend Folly goes into monks. Yeah, because the Gith Zerai are monks. right? A lot of the Githzerai are monks. The Githyanki
Oh,
are
there
not.
we have some other. Yeah.
Yeah, the Githzerai are monks as well. Yeah, very good one. They're all lawful neutral, and and they a constant war with the Githyanki, and the Githzerai are the monastic ones. Yep, very cool. It's another good catch there.
Yeah.
So, wow, So I know we're a little early for finishing, but hey, we got through it. We got through this one, which I appreciate it because with all the stuff, all the other streams I had going, it was real. I couldn't go in depth. We had some preparation here. Done a lot with monks over years. Well, that's cool. I have no problem with monks in my game because I say that the monks are, how many Ghost of Saltmarsh are a bunch?
Here we go. I just found something. I got inspired.
Go for it.
So in Ghost of Saltmarsh, don't ask me which adventure, but in the back here, in the appendix, you have drowned ascetics. These are undersea zombie monks and drowned assassins.
Oh, what?
So they're drowned
Saltmarsh.
ones. So they're
Ghost of
drowned ones that they
I guess so.
expanded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So there you go.
So there may actually be something new and cool in that book.
Yeah, that's something new and cool. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because the drowned ones are in the original Greyhawk Adventures, and then it sounds like they may have expanded
Thanks,
on them.
Steph.
They kind of gave them.
Oh, Tamro's Fate. Well, Tamro's Fate is in a dungeon. Are those drowned one monks and assassins in the Dungeon Magazine adventure as well? I ran it. I just don't remember the details on it. That's Mike Merle's, if I recall, Tamro's Fate.
There's several different flavors of the Sahagwans in there too, but I didn't see a monk or assassin.
I don't think they ever had. Did they have monks or assassins?
No, not in that book.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. I don't think they did in old school either, if I recall. But yeah, definitely Githzerai and definitely Coatoans had them. The monitors. Yeah. Great. Some great ones, though, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What do they do in 5th edition for those, for monks and assassins? And I'm assuming assassins are out, but what do they do? Monks? Are they their own class?
Monks, I think, are still in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, monks are class.
Monks are class. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lots of monks. Okay.
And
because they can move double. They do dashes and stuff, and so everyone wants them. Okay. Assassin is a rogue subclass. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Do they have abilities? They have.
Yeah, they're not so much in 5th edition. They're not template like you got a class. They just have abilities that are given the effects of certain classes, I guess you could say.
Okay.
So a drowned assassin is doing he's using poison attacks for one.
The drowned assassin?
Yeah, the drowned assassin. But otherwise is got rogue abilities of hiding and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got no problem with it.
Yeah.
So, one last thing. You want an alternative. You will see one, and hopefully within a year.
Mm-hmm.
And that is because it will be published, the class and the entire guild. And let me give me 1 second here because I closed it out by accident. So you want an alternative class to an assassin. You're just gonna have to wait a little longer because when I publish it with Anna and the Free City of Altamira box set, it's coming, and that is I have my bounty hunter class. So the Guild of Bounty Hunters is here in Altamira. It was our answer to assassins. So you could play something that was similar to it. There's all the characters that are members of it, and you got your legendary. You got a second bugbear. We got Pupu and Kaka over here. We're going to see if Steven goes. I think you should change the names of them, but we'll see. So, but yes, so we have our Guild of Bounty Hunters, which is got a lot of abilities, same as assassins. They don't assassinate; they can render unconscious. So that'll be an alternative for an assassin for you, and it'll be coming out in its entirety. It's in fact where I started writing. I said, you know what, I'm not going to start at the beginning. I'm going to start somewhere. So I'm detailing the guild now, Anna. You know,
Cool.
of all this stuff. Yep. So just a little sidebar there for everyone that will be coming out. Alrighty. Well, Sean, you're probably on break, so that's why you're back to lurk, which is cool. Alrighty. So it's 9:40. Yeah, as long as the assassin attack. So yeah, love you. Yeah, thank you, Von Mokel. Thank you, Michael. It's a good class, and it's not the bounty hunter or dragon. I made it before I even knew there was one on a dragon. It's my own. So I don't have a lot of it. I'll have a lot of stuff, but it's not gonna have all the rules because remember I have 20 books. It'll have what you need. It'll have, you know, it's gonna have some custom classes and stuff, but it's gonna be a setting box set. So it'll have a lot of really cool things. Now a lot of it will be in Castles and Crusades rules too. So which will be neat. All right. What's going on, Mike and Anna here? Anything exciting?
Mike, you can go first. Yeah.
Well, that wasn't a very exhausting discussion on assassins and monks. But, it does make me want to go back through and read the Scarlet Brotherhood a little more closely and make some sense of all the sources because of the retcons on top of retcons. You know, that's a shame. I used to really like the Scarlet Brotherhood. I used them a lot back in the day. I would always send assassins to the city of Greyhawk to annoy my players, and but back then, you know, we didn't have as much information on all that. But that, and you know, definitely, I do like that there are more monk orders now than when we first started. There's the Backwindish Delights article that has a couple monasteries in all,
nice.
of course. But you know, you would think in the Backwindish lands there would be scads of monasteries we could reference, right? But I just don't think we've made the attempt to look into them. So that's why the Twilight Monastery I think is a great find. That would be the biggest monastery within this, you know, a range of the city, Greyhawk, right? So that's got me jazzed that we remembered that.
Yeah, we got the one in the Cairn Hills and we got one in Greyhawk City.
Oh, there is one inside the city.
Yeah, the Zuokin Temple. Yeah.
Okay, and from Expedition, you're saying?
Yeah, from Expedition, and then with the Twilight one is from from what do you call it? From the Diamond Lake area.
Yeah.
One, right?
Okay, so
you got two of them.
Twilight Monastery came first, then I'm guessing.
Yes, because Expeditions is the last.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So yeah, they clearly were trying to inject some more monk lore into Greyhawk where there wasn't much.
No, but from tonight, the audience helped us out a lot. So we pulled out probably about 20 total between both, which is good when you think about it. I mean, we got a fair amount of assassins. Noting Grenell initially was an assassin, right? According to, and then they switched it, you know. So
Yep.
I suspect Grenell was just better at killing his rivals discreetly than they were.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Game of Thrones.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that either. I wonder if that's right. Okay. So, what do you got else going on, Mike? By the way, we will be back to regular Wednesdays next week for Legends and Lore, and it should be a Living Greyhawk discussion. All right. So, yep.
Yes. No, nothing going on. Nothing special.
When do you start your Wednesday game?
June.
So you may not be here for the Living Greyhawk one. Next Wednesday is June 1st.
Is it?
Yes,
then that would be it.
All right. Well, we'll have Casey. So.
Yep.
Which Living Greyhawk is that?
Pale, I think it was.
Pale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it's the Pale. They've been working on that one. We did not cover Fritz Lieber and Lankmar. We did not. No, just because it's. Some people place that in Greyhawk, but yeah, I don't have it.
And
So
then
that's one of the few ones I've tried to get that book and I don't have it
read
yet.
up on that stuff.
Yeah. Waiting for Mike to evolve the Greyhawk
Thieves
Swashbuckler.
the Swashbuckler Empire
Oh.
classes. See, I don't do classes like that.
So Alex, where you been? I have the Swashbuckler and the Corsair class.
See, Jay's all about the special classes.
You'll see a Corsair. Odds are you'll see a Corsair being played Thursday night by Walt. And we're doing our Harby. We're doing Harby on Thursday. Yes. All right. Well, Mike, thank you. Anna, what's going on?
Well, my post of heraldry is finally coming out. 60 new shields, updated shields.
Oh my gosh.
Will come out. So that brings the total to over 200. So that is almost exclusively updates of the old, and I've done a couple new variants of previous ones I did. For instance, the Pomarsh Goblins and the Pomarsh Hobgoblins. I already done the Pomarsh Hobgoblins. Now I did a new version of them. And to be honest, the Pomarsh Hobgoblins, that new version of the shield, I love it. I never thought that would look good, but damn, it looks really, really cool.
Which one?
So, the Pomarsh Hobgoblins with
nice.
that kind of weird skull. I made
cool.
the new updated version of that one. I loved how that one turned out. So there are some really good ones in there in this batch. There are a few of my own design that have been on the map for a while, like Primp and Relsand, Rasfern, and a few others. The Roxy's Marshlands that I created for my Real Devon campaign, but they've been on the map for years now, so they're kind of part of the generic batch of Greyhawk heraldry now. So they're coming in updated versions too. And so that's the biggie. And then there's a whole bunch of a couple of other blog posts I'm working on, and the 590. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of stuff I'm working on. So there will be maybe probably hopefully one big Patreon post per week now going forward. That's my goal. So there will be definitely the heraldry like today, tomorrow, and then maybe I will get the a deep dive into settlement cartography by the weekend. I hope I have that one written up by then.
Cool.
And then there will be some other goodies for next week too. So yeah.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, there's so many projects I'm working on right now that is getting crazy. So yeah.
Well, yeah, it is. It's getting crazy for a lot of us here, which is a good thing. So
yeah.
Please note, this is a light week for me after 5 streams this previous week, 5 straight ones. Hey, Cyber, thank you. So I got, if you were on the show earlier, I said I got a third of the way, and you all just gave me, especially Death OK Greyhawk, just helped me out for what I'm doing on Thursday nights. I was doing Harby and the direction I'm gonna go rip off right from Dungeon 106 some stuff. Perfect. It's gonna be perfect. I appreciate that. So the Hiltless Swords, one of my 3 Harby adventure groups. It was TBD. That's Thursday. Infinite Dimensions plus a Reaper giveaway. So Eat the Surface coming in. Good to see you, man. We're just finishing up here. So we got one giveaway. Great to see you, man. Hopefully your game went well. I know I was looking a little bit on there. Very, very cool. Please give Eat the Surf a follow. He's a good guy. Him and his son have a really cool show on Thursdays right before my game. All right, so that's Thursday, and then the weekend, it's a holiday weekend. I took off from work Friday. I don't know if the next Gabbin is going to be on Sunday night or Monday night, depending on when we have cookouts and stuff. But we're going to start the Wall of Fame deep dive. All right, and so that we'll get cranking on that. So that'll be. Let me go here. As you can see, this is the real one, by the way, everyone. This is not the Gary joke one. But we're going to start by why a lot of these are important in my campaign and what I did to just not just run them, but kind of expand the campaign around them. And we're going to start at the beginning. We're going to start with my Hamlet and Temple of Elemental Evil. And that's what we'll discuss on Sunday. I put Sunday, May 29th right now because it may be Sunday, but it may be Monday. I will let you all know as soon as possible. So I got 2 more streams this week coming up, Thursday and Sunday or Monday. All right. But what's down the road? Slav Squad coming on this week is going to be Monster. The 11th, Saturday night, the 11th, Slav Squad. Big. Sunday night, the 12th, the Wizards 3. Another packed weekend of content. Ed Greenwood, Jim Ward, Jeff Grubb, all talking as if they were Greyhawk / Forgotten Realms / Dragonlance spellcasters, and we'll just let them all have at it. And you and I will probably just sit back and just listen.
Oh yeah, yeah, you get to get discussion going, and Ed and Jim and Jeff will just go run with it. So
run crazy with it. So that'll be
really fun.
It's going to be a really fun one. It took us a long time to get that together, but we got some power monsters of the community there, as big as you can get going with that. So let's do the giveaway. Your choice. Okay. Oh, of course I buried it under my other stuff. Ugh! Main periodical choice between Adventure Begins by Roger Moore and Treasures of Greyhawk, and then your choice of one of these 4: White Plume, Ghost Tower, Quagmire, Veiled Society. All really cool. All right.
Wow.
One of your choice of each of them.
Good holes. Yeah,
Patrick's been on a roll with sending me stuff, so absolutely. Thank you, Kate. I think he's working some strange hours. We haven't seen him in a bit. All right, so last call for those giveaways. I will hit the button one more time. Give you all 10-15 seconds. And then note, my son's got a lot of stuff graduating middle school, so I'll be scarce a lot coming up, but always time to get the content in at least. So we are definitely playing Thursday. All right, here we go. Closing this out. Let's see who wins. Let's see who wins this one. Thank you for the raid each surf. Really appreciate it. Giveaways. Let's close this out. Our winner tonight, Vamp Wickman. Chad. Is he on? Is he hanging in there? UV. I see him on. Yeah, there you go. You just tell me which ones you want, Vamp. All right. You let me know. Or if you want me to recommend, for you, I'd get Treasures of Greyhawk and Ghost Tower or White Plume. You let me know, okay? You can let me know via Whisper, because we talk. So, thank you, everyone. Look at that. It's just only 7 minutes of 10. We almost went the full 2 hours. So, yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Like I said, I'm on Thursday. It's another 3D print file Infinite Dimensions game giveaway. It's going to be pretty good. They got some great stuff. So note, and now I know what I'm doing in my Heartbeat game thanks to this discussion tonight. I got a direction, so which will be fun. I'm going to check Tamrod's fate. I'm going to pilfer. I'll even send Mike Merles a message. Hey, I stole these. For use. All right, let's raid into Agora Quest, which is Sean's Parentland Adventures, which he's running right now. I think it's Monday nights, old school nights. I think it's Monday nights is old school game. Thanks for hanging in there, and like I said, we'll be back on for Legends Lore next Wednesday, back on regular time again, and we'll see you all soon. And thanks for the community support, and keep it up, please. I need a 3D printer. Wait a minute, so something besides that. Okay, yeah, so I'll give you Greyhawk The Adventure Begins and White Plume Mountain. How's that sound? All right, see you soon. And if not, Vamp, you can talk to me in chat. So how about Greyhawk Adventures and White Plume Mountain? All right, cool. Gotcha. They'll go out tomorrow. Raid setting up. Thanks, Tim. See, we got through it, and we got a lot of good stuff. I really appreciate the compliment there. Thank you. Sometimes they're the fun ones too, just because when we struggle, the audience helps us out, which is a wonderful thing. See if we can get like over 50. Nice. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll see you Thursday night. Everyone have a good rest of the week. Alrighty. Let's go here. Stop this.